Hi, this is Neil's Han Dynasty and my new box. My newest favorite toy. Oh no, I'm Gandalf. No, I'm Shadow. And there's Trouble, aka Harley. And I'm Neil from Neil's Han Dynasty. Please like, share, and subscribe. Be kind, helpful, and grateful. Buy yourself some silver and some platinum for financial security in the future. And yeah, go brics. This little show's about how India is paving a way with Saudi Arabia for their own Belt Road Initiative type thing. You know, screw China. They're just kumbaya with each other. Remember, they're both in BRICS. Actually, all three of these people are in BRICS countries. And they're working around China. Oh, wow. Working around China. How could they work around BRICS? How could BRICS work around BRICS and still work with BRICS? How's that work? You know, you people keep saying, yeah, I know it's going to work because you want gold to go up. That's totally understandable. I call that as blinders on. You know, I can't see you because I only want to see this. Well, here's something that'll rip your blinders off. This is Saudi Arabia and India starting a new relationship, an ongoing but furthering relationship and investment and whatnot. Anyhow, hell, I'll let them tell you.
The G20 is done and dusted. All the leaders are back home after a hectic weekend. Well, not all of them. Two leaders are still in New Delhi, one by choice, the other because his plane is grounded. The first leader is Saudi Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. He stayed on in New Delhi for a state visit. And the second, we'll tell you about him later on the show. Today, India rolled out the red carpet for MBS. Like I said, it was a state visit, so the day began with a ceremonial welcome at the Rashtrapati Bhavan, that's the President's house. Prime Minister Modi and President Murmu greeted MBS. He then inspected a guard of honor. With the ceremony done, it was time for business. First, Modi and MBS held talks, their one-on-one talks, what we call the bilateral. Afterwards, they participated in the India-Saudi Arabia Strategic Partnership Council. It was announced back in 2019, but the first meeting was held only today. Prime Minister Modi called Riyadh one of India's most important partners. He also praised the recently announced economic corridor. Listen to this.
भारत के लिए सऊदी अरब हमारे सबसे महत्वपूर्ण स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनर में से एक है। कल हमने मिलकर भारत, पश्चिम एशिया और यूरोप के बीच इकोनॉमिक कॉरिडोर स्थापित करने के लिए ऐतिहासिक शुरुआत की है। इसी कॉरिडोर से केवल दोनों देशों ही आपस में नहीं जोड़ेगा, परंतु एशिया, पश्चिम एशिया और यूरोप के बीच आर्थिक सहयोग, ऊर्जा के विकास और डिजिटल कनेक्टिविटी को बल देगा।
With that, the business was done. It was time for more ceremony.
Hold on a second. That's like their initiative they're working on is just like the One Belt Road Initiative. They just called it a different word. So India and Saudi Arabia are doing a One Belt Road Initiative from India to Saudi Arabia.
Crown Prince headed to Rashtrapati Bhavan once again. He called on President Murmu. The president is hosting a special dinner for MBS. It's part of every state visit. It begins with a welcome at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. It ends with a dinner also at the Rashtrapati Bhavan. Later tonight, MBS will board the flight back home, which raises the big question. What has this visit achieved? India says around 8 agreements have been signed. They cover a number of sectors like energy, digitization, and manufacturing. In addition, over 24 MOUs were signed by Indian and Saudi companies. MOUs are memorandums of understanding. They're not legally binding, but they detail what the plans are. Most of the talk is around two projects. One is for an underwater grid. Cables will reportedly be laid below the sea. They will connect India and Saudi Arabia in a renewable grid. The second is related to investments. Saudi Arabia has promised around $100 billion in investments. Around half of that is for a refinery, the West Coast refinery. This project was announced back in 2015, but it's been delayed repeatedly. So New Delhi and Riyadh are setting up a joint task force. It will identify and accelerate investments. So these are the tangible results. Beyond these, Modi and MBS discussed multiple issues like trading in local currency. India's
trading in local currency. So they are doing a BRICS work without the other BRICS nations involved. Interesting.
Already been doing this with the United Arab Emirates, so Saudi Arabia is the natural next step. Also on the agenda was trade. India is looking to sign a free trade agreement with the GCC. GCC is the Gulf Cooperation Council. It has.
Okay, I just have to reiterate, I did a video well over a year ago, and I said the future is going to be disturbed by new trade and treaty agreements, and it's going to disrupt everything that we know. You heard what she just said, new trade agreements. I just wanted to bring that up.
6 members, including Saudi Arabia. And if you get Riyadh on board, the rest becomes quite easy. Which brings us to bilateral trade. India-Saudi Arabia trade is at an all-time high. It was around $52 billion last year. Most of it, of course, was oil. Riyadh is the third biggest seller of oil to India. The first is Russia, the second is Iraq. So oil and energy remain the cornerstone of this relationship. But that alone is not enough. Both Modi and MBS realize this. You see, India and Saudi Arabia are the two fastest growing major economies of the world. They have money, they have a skilled young labor force, they also have a history of cooperating. So we need to diversify beyond oil. The Crown Prince has already unveiled his plan for an oil-free Saudi. It is called Vision 2030. India is well placed to capitalize on that, with investments, with jobs, and with more trade. The new economic corridor is a great example of that, of thinking beyond oil. The Crown Prince alluded to these initiatives. He also said there are no disagreements between India and Saudi Arabia. Listen to this.
Between Saudi Arabia also and India, beneficial relations for both countries. There was no disagreement at all during the history of this relationship, but there is cooperation to build the future of our country and create opportunities. Today we're working on the future opportunities. There is a huge agenda to be working with. We are working through this council to achieve these accomplishments, and these are promising.
India shares a unique relationship with the Arab states. On the one hand, you have a history of close relations. Most of them have been India's key trade partners. On the other, they can't seem to abandon Pakistan. Each time Pakistan fails, the Arab world rescues them. And this time is no different. Pakistan says Riyadh is planning to invest $25 billion in the country. It's not been confirmed yet. But if this is true, it tells you how deep their relationship is. So should India be worried about that? Well, the thing is, worrying will not get you very far. Instead, it's important to focus on what is possible. The Saudi-Pakistan relationship is more emotional. The Saudi-India relationship has more substance. And from the looks of it, Riyadh realizes this.
And there you go. Pretty much. If I was to do any research whatsoever, I would say India is positioning themselves to be a reserve currency and world power in their little district. Not China. But they're buddies, so they'll work it out over ice cream and cake, I'm sure.